Yeah, boy. You better serve the tables, girl. Black voice, you better be doing the intro and not looking at sexy images of Erza Scarlet again. Remember, we're talking about female knights and Erza. I got you. Hey, you, viewer, look at me. First off, no snitching. Second, Erza Scarlet is the best swordswoman in fiction. Change my mind if you can. Ooh, look at it go. Ooh, Lord, oh Lord. Make a cat want to buy the whole bar. Alright, so my black voice here told you we're doing female knights. Now, obviously, if you haven't noticed, I have a deep love for knights in general. And I mean, seriously, I'm a huge knight nerd. In fact, one of the reasons I call myself the unhinged knight is because personally, I see myself as a person with a whole lot of chivalry, but I'm a bit crazy. But not that crazy. Only talk to one voice. One. And that's it. The rest of them I ignore. And I mean, it ain't that crazy to talk to yourself sometimes, right? Right, voice? Man, you got issues. Okay, well, maybe I'm a little crazy. But don't judge me. We all talk to ourselves sometimes. Nah, it's just you. Shut up! Alright, so what is a knight? In medieval times, a young man would typically need to be from a noble family, begin training as a page from a young age, then progress to become a squire, serving a knight and learning combat skills on a horseback, before finally being dubbed a knight by a lord or king. And they'll be dubbed a knight by a lord or king during a ceremony involving a sword tapped on their shoulder. Now, I have to be honest and I have to be very clear with this. And this is not a con for female knights at all, but I have to be as factual as possible. Technically and officially speaking, female warriors in the Middle Ages were not called knights. They were called dames. Wait, are you saying in reality there was no female knights at all? Well, technically and officially, yeah. Only men could be knights. Hold up. Where were all the strong, sexy, independent women at during this time period? I mean, not to be sexist, but probably in the kitchen cooking. In the kitchen? Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds bad, but it beats, dying. Hell no, it doesn't. I demand true gender equality. If a woman put on armor and grab a sword and go out in the battlefield fighting with a whole bunch of bigger, sweaty, violent men who probably could kill her in like one swing, I say let her do it. Let the woman die. And she'll probably die in very horrible ways, but at least she'll die with honor. I mean, who wants to be in a nice, comfortable, warm kitchen anyway, making sandwiches for a man? I mean, low-key, I would. Say what now? I mean, it beats fighting a senseless war, and knights were always dying. And I can make a mean sandwich. See, all I gotta do is put some paprika on that shit. Motherfucker, did you just say paprika? Hell yeah, this stuff good. See, now, this is why people say you're not black. Damn. What? Anyway, the term dame essentially refers to a woman of high social standing or a lady of noble birth. To be considered a dame, a woman would need to be from a wealthy or aristocratic family and hold a position of significant social status within her community. Or in other words, she was waifu. Nah, waifu was fictional. Okay, then she was a baddie. Yeah, being a dame had nothing to do with her looks. Then why does the origin of the word come from the French word dame or dame, which simply means lady? Dames were hot, and I admit it. That is irrelevant to the topic. What is relevant though is that dame may have meant something different in medieval times than it does in modern times. Now viewer, if you think I'm wrong on this, correct me if I'm wrong, like in the comments. But in the Middle Ages, the title of dame was more descriptive of a woman's social position rather than an official honor bestowed upon her. In more modern times, a woman can be formally appointed as a dame by a monarch. And women apparently have become dames through their humanitarian efforts, performing art talents, and monetary contributions to charities. Alright, time to talk about waifus. Hey, wait a minute, I ain't done. First up, Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc was not a knight. Joan of Arc was technically a saint. What? I mean, we did just tell the viewers that there were no real female knights in history. But what about all that stuff she did for King Charles? Well, from what I read, she was ennobled by King Charles after he was crowned. What does ennobled mean? It means lend greater dignity or nobility of character too. Basically, he ranked her up, but she still wasn't a dame. What? Nah, I can't accept that. Why not? Because Joan of Arc eventually did die burning on a stake, only because the English thought she was a witch. Yeah, I know that's tough. She still didn't have any other formal training of a regular knight, and I don't think it was ever recorded if she ever killed anyone in battle. And I know for a fact that I read that she never drew her sword, and she was more of a symbol and inspiration to the French army. So technically, even though she was brave, she really didn't have the formal training that other knights had. Which brings me to my next point, the cons for a knight. Now at first glance, a female knight may seem perfect, but hear me out. Theoretically speaking, if female knights existed in reality, one, they most likely wouldn't look as good as they do in fantasy worlds, and two, they'd probably be a lot weaker than the average knight, and it would probably be a lot more common for them to die in battle. Because of the way wars were fought back then, a huge significant number of knights could be killed in a single battle. So you're basically saying, if female knights actually existed, it would be wise to smash before battle. Yeah, because you're probably never going to see her again. Just think of an average sized woman going off to fight in a battle with big men with swords and 35 to 55 pounds of armor. My brother, she's cooked. So you either go at it with her like it's your last, or you fight with her. Maybe together you both could survive. But there is also a chance she could become heavily injured. However, even though realistically female knights don't exist, there are female knights in folklore. Really? Yes sir, there was a fictional female knight heroine that was written about in 2 epic poems. And her name is Bradamante Valorosa. But is she waifu material though? Well, let's see. In the folklore, she was a female Christian knight in service of Charlemagne. She's said to be an expert in combat, and she wields a magical lance that unhorses anyone it touches. Oh, that is so lame. What, the lance? Yeah, man. Doesn't her lance do what any other lance could do? Well, yeah, I gotta admit that's not that great. But I read she did get married to a warrior named Ruggiero, and I probably butchered that name. But anyway, at first she did refuse to get married unless he converted from Islam. Damn it, woman always gotta try to change a man before marriage. I mean, yeah, but knights do have their standards, and if you don't meet them, you get none to poom poom. And you know what? The best thing I found out about this character is that she's in the Fate series. What? Show me them cheeks, knight. You mean show you the character, right? Yeah, I said what I said. Now show me! Alright, fine, here. This is apparently what she looks like.
Oh man, you're pretty.
What the hell? What? I like blondes with pigtails. Yeah, I think I just realized that. Anyway, Bradamante in the Fate series is a Lancer class servant, and she's one of the 12 paladins of Charlemagne. She's known as a pure-hearted shield maiden and a knight of the white plume. She's also known as the White Feathered Knight. And apparently, this is what her noble phantasm looks like.
Oh my god!
Knight, voice, don't you say it. No, I don't care. That woman is all the way caked up. Ruggiero, whatever his name is, need to go ahead and change your religion to Christianity. Cause Islam ain't got nothing on them cheeks. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Can you behave? We haven't even started the good list yet. That depends, Knight. Who's on the list? You'll find out. I didn't really have to look hard to find female knights in anime or fiction. But to find out which one's the best, that's for you guys to decide. I don't know. I have an idea. You shush, chunky cat. Now, viewers, make sure to tell us in the comments who you think is the best female knight in fiction, because I want to hear your opinions. Now, the first one up is Brienne of Tarth from the Game of Thrones series and book. And I know at first glance she does not look like she's all that, but trust me on this, viewer, and hear me out, because even though she looks like this in the show, this is what she looks like in reality. Yeah, I'd kill a White Walker for that. The character of Brienne of Tarth is supposed to be unattractive, with pretty eyes according to the book standards. And I guess the show Game of Thrones tried to make her unattractive, but, and I don't know if this is just me, but she low-key look good. And big. How tall is this woman? Well, according to my calculations and Google, cause math, she is 6 foot 3 inches tall.
That's a huge bitch.
That's kinda hot though. Brienne of Tarth was apparently knighted by Jaime Lannister, which is a very questionable person to be knighted by, to be honest. Jaime Lannister, the guy who slept with his sister? His twin sister? Yep. And then when they both got caught doing a do, he pushed a kid off a tower and crippled him? That Jaime Lannister? Yep, that be the one. And by the way, in the show, she also slept with this dude at least once. Why? I don't know, dude. Woman, they don't always make the best decisions when it comes to who they date. And I know Jaime Lannister is a separate character altogether, but the fact that he's the only one she slept with in the show is amazing to me. Because it's like if I dated a girl, right? And I found out that the girl I'm dating used to sleep with her brother, her twin brother, I'm immediately dipping out of that relationship, bruh. But then again, I don't think anyone really knew that he was sleeping around his sister, so maybe she thought it wasn't true. Man, have you seen his sister? Oh yeah, she bad, no doubt. But forgetting about all that for a second, besides being very big, Brienne of Tarth is also a very, very good fighter. Check this out. Damn, equality! We might have to blur some of this out. Ooh! Knight, why are they fighting? Who cares? Good point, good point. Ooh, true equality. Nah, she about to die. No, she ain't. Keep watching. Not the Mike Tyson. Oh my gosh, she did the Mike Tyson. All right, that's enough. It's official. Brienne of Tarth is definitely worth it. I wish she would do that to me. All right, next one up. Casca from the Berserk series. Now, Casca, before she lost her mind, was great. And her, Guts, and Griffith were apparently knighted after their war efforts. They went from being called the Band of the Falcon, I always thought it was the Band of the Hawk, but I'm probably wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but what I read, it said Band of the Falcon. Anyway, because of their war efforts, they went from being the Band of the Falcon to the White Phoenix Knights, and they were also given nobility. So Casca is a knight, or at least a former knight. In the Band of the Falcon, Casca was a unit commander. And as far as combat goes, there was only 2 people stronger than she was in the whole unit, and that was Griffith and Guts. Now, Casca's pros are pretty simple. She bad, dark-skinned tomboy goddess. Nothing's wrong with her physically, and her character's pretty good too. But that goes downhill after Femto has his way with her, you know, during the eclipse. If you're a Berserk fan, you know what happens here. If you know, you know. After she's assaulted, she basically loses her mind. But it does eventually get restored again, but she still does suffer from severe psychological trauma. So severe in the fact that she can't even look Guts directly in the face without experiencing vivid flashbacks that happened during the eclipse. Either way, I think we can all agree that even though Casca is waifu, I think she's more of Guts' waifu. Agreed, voice? Agreed, Kansa. But wait, I got somebody that asked at least one time. Man, have you not seen her man? Guts is 6'3" and 6'8" with a Berserk armor on. You would really go to this man's girl and smack her ass? Yeah, sometimes you gotta dive in and run for it. I mean, there's a reason why Griffith did what he did to Casca in the first place. Bro saw those chocolate cheeks and told Guts,
You shall!
my chocolate bitch. Voice, get out. Alright, next one up, Blossom. From the anime Chilling in Another World with level 2 cheats. Smash. Bro, let me at least describe her a little bit before you say smash. My dude, look at her. Look at her. I mean, really look at her. Her profile says she's married with a child too. Okay, so yes, that proves she's a good one. But it doesn't mean she doesn't have cons. The pros, which are probably the same weight as those titties, heavily outweigh the cons. Check this out, viewer. Her profile states in appearance, she has short, brown hair and eyes. She has a muscular build, and if it were not for her large bosom, Blossom could be mistaken for a male with an effeminate face. Plus, she doesn't mind walking around half naked with barely any armor on. She's also a heavy fighter and adventurer in this world. So she's a dark-skinned, tomboy, muscular mommy MILF that can wield a huge sword, and she also walks around half naked all the time. Okay, I see your point. Man, if you don't go ahead and go on to the next one. I see your point. Trying to say there's a con for a dark-skinned goddess. Wrong with you. Okay, well, if you like this one so much, the next one's gonna be an even tougher one for you. Wow, who is it? Oh my god! Night, run the clip. You sure about this, voice? Do it, man. The viewers must experience peak. Well, alright, fine. This is the only thing you guys need to know about darkness.
When he looks at me, it's as if his eyes are licking me.
Pause. I'm sorry, ma'am. That's just me. Voice, stop it. Freaking out the viewers. They would do it too. If you're looking at this video right now and you were saying you would not do anything you could think of with darkness, and I mean going to town on her. I may be a perverted talking cat, but if you wouldn't hit that, you, sir, are insane.
He ain't lying.
I don't look at you like that. How could he never get angry? What nonsense! When a man makes a mistake, a noble is supposed to subject you to all kinds of punishments. The type I am attracted to is the complete opposite of a competent man such as he. My type is not handsome, and he could either be scrawny or fat. And he should be weak-willed enough that despite my love for him, he is easily distracted by other women. He must be impossibly randy and slightly perverted. A failure at everything, who prefers the easy way when possible. If he's in debt, all the better. The kind of man who stays home all day, drinking and blaming society for his lot, and then hurling an empty bottle at my head saying, Yo, darkness, get your fat ass out in the street and bring me back my money.
I can be that. I'm that guy. I think we said enough, but have we shown enough? I mean, you said it, not me, and I agree with you. If you want to smash darkness, you are insane. Continue. Alright, next female knight we gotta talk about is Jericho. Bro, her glow up was crazy. Yeah, she bad, but she has a major con. She's not only a groomer, but also a predator. Wait, you talking about her feelings for Bond's son, Lancelot? Yep. But now he is 16, and in Japan, that's the age of consent. Yeah, but she met him and suspiciously went missing with him at the age of 10 years old. He was 10? Yep. And currently in the story, Jericho is 36. Also at this time, Lancelot is 16. So you do the math there. He didn't have the ability to consent for a long time. And Jericho, for some screwed up reason, has always had feelings for him. Kind of like she had feelings for his father, Bond. Oh, I see where you're going with this. She's kinda crazy, isn't she? Yeah. Girl's so down bad for Bond that she wants his son too. She confessed her love to Lancelot, by the way, at the age of 16. What? Yeah, but he sees her as a pervert, and rightfully so. I mean, I still have to say, at least looks-wise, she's worth it. I mean, I'm not denying that she looks good, but come on, do you really think it's wise to smash a child predator? I mean, he's still 16, so he's technically able to consent then, but can you guarantee she didn't groom him though? Well, she groomed him, it didn't work right. That's not the point. If Jericho was a 36-year-old man, and Lancelot was a 16-year-old woman or girl, you'd be disgusted, wouldn't you? Yeah, you ain't wrong. But damn, that's a shame. All right, calm down. Calm down. You're the best character in the show. You just had to be on team. It's okay. It's okay. No! It should have been me, Knight.
Not him! It's not fair!
Hey, voice. What? Womp womp. All right, last three. We got Red Saber, aka Mordred, Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail, and Antoria Pendragon, aka Saber, also aka the female King Arthur. Now we gotta get Mordred and Antoria Pendragon out of the way first, because between these two characters there's a lot of So first off, yes, Antoria Pendragon is the father, aka also mother, of Mordred in this universe. Oh god, here it comes. Now how is this possible? Well, Mordred was conceived between Antoria and her sister, Morgan Le Fay. How? Okay, how's a female, how How, Knight? How? Why calm down, I'm explaining it. Why they do this to my queen? Right, let me explain. Antoya Pendragon is female, normally, but was a pseudo-male at the time due to Merlin's magecraft in order to consummate her marriage with Guinevere. During this time, Morgan enchanted Antoya with a spell to extract from her. Morgan developed it within her own ovary and made the child into a homunculus-like clone of Antoya. Wait, was this consensual? Well, I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, this doesn't sound like something Saber would want. I mean, Morgan Le Fay is her sister, so this, on all levels, is weird. I mean, I can understand Saber wanting to disguise herself as a guy because, you know, technically, even in fiction, sometimes they decide to have all knights as guys and females can't be guys. But to have your sister extract your and then put it in her to have a homunculus baby that is meant to look like you is just downright insane. So I would say no. Mordred was also given a faster growth period than most regular human beings, and her lifespan was far shorter. She was raised in secret by Morgan Le Fay and told to hide her status and obey the king until the time was right. So long story short, Mordred wanted King Arthur's throne, and she wanted to be accepted by King Arthur as her son. This plot's weird. It's very weird. When Antoya Pendragon denied Mordred the throne and did not accept Morgan as her son, obviously because she knew Morgan Le Fay did something to have this happen, the result of this was Mordred got pissed. So Antoya Pendragon and Mordred eventually went to war and killed each other. And also in the chaos, Antoya Pendragon's country died and all her knights died that was with her. She literally lost everything. So long story short, I think one con you can say for both Mordred and Antoya is that they have a lot of past trauma. And also Mordred has gaslighting mommy issues. Plus Mordred may think that she's a guy. I'm not really sure about that part though. Either way, once you get past these issues, they're honestly two of the best characters in Fate. I'll have to talk about Antoya Pendragon's alternate versions another time. But besides being a badass, and to be honest, she's such a lady. But besides all that, her and her daughter are the GOAT. They low-key just need some love and a lot of alcohol, bruh. You ain't wrong. And by the way, doesn't having Mordred make Saber a MILF? I mean, she didn't technically conceive Mordred, Morgan Le Fay did. Ah, so what you're saying is, it wouldn't be weird if I called Antoya Pendragon Daddy. Well, since it's the case that her love nectar was extracted without her really knowing, and the fact that she only disguised herself as a guy in order to be a knight and a king, I think it would be more appropriate to call her a victim. Well, you wouldn't be wrong. I still hit though. Moving on, Erza Scarlet. She thick. Yeah, she's very thick. She's also an S-class mage in Fairy Tail, and she was once the Fairy Tail Guild's 7th master. And she thick. Okay, I know you've been holding back the whole video, but do you want to take over for a second? Don't mind if I do. Trying to tell the viewers the important details. Erza Scarlet's body has been described as a slender, voluptuous figure, and even called amazing by Lucy Hartfilia standards. Many of Erza's armors are skimpy, revealing, and feminine. And when out of armor, she has an affinity for sexy and revealing clothing. And last but not least, Erza has no problem with her male guildmate seeing her naked. And with that being said, I would join in a second. Oh, and before I forget, she also has an extreme obsession with smut and erotic novels. You know what that means, right, Knight? Oh yeah, I know what this means. She's one of us. One of us. One of us.
One more thing.
In the Fairy Tail Guild, Erza Scarlet also has the biggest boobs. Kind of hard to tell considering the cast of females, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to find a female in Fairy Tail with small boobs. Oh, wait, there's Wendy. Hey, Knight, shh, we don't talk about Wendy here. What about Levy? Hey, she got a kid and she got back. And apparently she has an amazing brain. She don't need the boobs or she'd be too overpowered. True that. Was there anything else we could say about Erza Scarlet? One more thing.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick, boy!
You just had to make me add Erza Scarlet, didn't you? She's knight-like enough. Plus, didn't you hear the voice? She thick. Yeah, she thick. This guy literally has me about to crash out. Because low-key, when I found out Erza Scarlet wasn't an actual knight, at least an official knight, I started to question all my options on this list. And the top two I questioned was Blossom and Darkness. Now, I found proof that Blossom can be called a heavy knight. Heavy knights in this anime just wear less armor than regular knights. And Darkness is a crusader. And a crusader can be a knight. So I looked further to make sure she was one, and I found out that she was called a masochistic knight, which is good enough for me. But Erza Scarlet is not a knight at all. She has a figurine that has a knight version of her. Her equipped ability is even called the Knight. And she even has an editless version of her who's called Erza Nightwalker, who is an actual knight. But for some reason, Erza Scarlet is never called a knight. And let me just tell you how ridiculous this is. She's fought dragons. She's fought demons with swords. She has sword skills. She's chivalrous. She's honorable and disciplined. She has almost every characteristic that points to her being a female knight. Yet she's never called a knight or appointed a knight in the anime. Knight. What? It don't matter, bruh. She thick. Fine. She's thick. She's thick. Fine, I'll add to the video. You happy? I'm alright, how about you? Voice, get out. Fine, we're gonna watch some more Erza Scarlet anyway. Yeah, whatever. And who the f are you? Anxiety, depression, and anger. Can't believe this, I get rid of one and another one shows up. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. And make sure to tell me who your favorite knight in fiction is. And y'all have a good day. I'm gonna try to figure out what the hell this is. Just so you know, I'm not feeding you.